This is the Super Witch Smash, one of the best attack strategies at Town Hall 14 or really at any Town Hall level for that matter. So let's help you 3-star more and prove just how strong this is live. Now before we break down how to use this army, here is the army comp that I would recommend when running Super Witches. So the first thing you'll want to do is start with the Warden walk. You want to place him down, and unless he's taking any damage, you want to not use your druids. If he does take some early damage from something like a cannon or archer tower, use 2 to 3 druids to begin your walk. Keep in mind that you only have 30 seconds of healing from the druids before they turn into bears. The Warden will follow the druids in bear form if you wait too long. Now with the Warden walk still moving, clear out any close defenses on the outside as the fireball might lock onto them. Using things like baby dragons could be a good way to deal with them, or you could even let your Warden take them out. From here, you'll be using 1 to 3 invisibility spells to launch the fireball to a defense that you want to remove alongside pairing it with 1 to 2 earthquakes. Usually, I recommend aiming the fireball to hit defenses like scatter shots, inferno towers, expos, the eagle artillery, or even the town hall. Any defenses around them is usually going to go down along with them. With that said, the level of your fireball is pretty important. I often recommend keeping the fireball at level 18 at a minimum due to its synergy with the earthquake spells, as a good group of defenses don't really need any earthquake spells, some need 1 earthquake, and there are some of them that need 2 earthquake spells. Now you need to be sure that you can get your troops into the base, so cutting off the other side of the funnel is super important. This is where I would recommend using the Siege Barrack and the Barbarian King on the same side so you can offset them and get a wider range of funneling done. But you can also play them right near each other and get the same effect. Additionally, the Barbarian King doesn't always need to run the Rage Gauntlet combo, as you can always bring in the use of the Vamp Stash and Spiky Ball if the King's purpose is clearly just funneling. This can get you additional funneling value with very minimal input needed from your king, and he can easily stay on the outside of the base. If you do plan on using the Vamp Stash and Spiky Ball combo, it might be a good idea to switch the Siege Barrack out for the Flame Flinger, as you can cut down a specific side of the base with that siege machine. Just keep in mind that defenses such as the Expos and Mortars can outrange your Flame Flinger. Now back to our Warden walk, you'll want to make sure that you're luring him over with your Archer Queen or Super Witches. These need to be placed within his aura or just outside of it to lure him towards your troops to support them with the Rage Aura. I also recommend using your druids here to start the healing process as you start to move into the base. This is where I would recommend using a Super Wall Breaker to enter the first layer of the base, and then using a rage spell early on to keep the healing going as you move in, and powering everything into the base. In this situation, using jump spells to move across the base is going to help your attack a ton. Along with this, making sure that you have a rage spell for the core or the back end side of the base to help your Super Witches and Big Boys do plenty of damage all around. You should also be dealing with the enemy CC with a poison spell as you move deeper into the base. You will want the help from your Super Witches and the Queen to cut down the enemy CC and enemy heroes, which should allow your Super Witches and heroes to keep moving throughout the base and dealing with the Town Hall regardless if it's in the core or offset. That's not all though. We have the Backend Royal Champion to help you clear out defenses that are still alive on the back end of the base. Typically, I recommend placing her in an area of low DPS to keep her from using her ability early. However, if it is something like a Tesla farm, an early ability isn't always a bad thing, especially when you have the Seeking Shield. Alternatively though, you can also run the Hog Puppets with the Royal Gem if you like to just place down your Royal Champion and forget about her. She's going to get a ton of HP from both abilities, and it keeps her moving through the back end of the base. Just be prepared to bring Headhunters if you are dealing with an enemy hero like the Barbarian King. Outside of that, just make sure you have some form of cleanup to prevent time fails, as most players often fail due to poor timing. So with that said, let's show you how to never fail again with this unstoppable strategy. So here we go. The goal here is to funnel out this expo compartment right here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our Warden here by the cannon. Let's select our baby dragon and use him over here to kind of help set the funnel. Get ready with our druids because he's going to walk within range of the expo. So we're using 3 of them. And then what we're going to do in this situation is we're going to use 1 invisibility here, 1 here, And we're going to send the fireball in. 2 earthquakes. We probably just need 1, but that's completely fine. So we can lure him over with the queen. King and siege barrack over here. Things are looking pretty good. Let's send in the wall break here. Not a perfect wall break, but that's fine because we can use a jump spell right there. Let's pop our king ability and let's send in our super witches. We almost forgot about them. Well, here we go. We're sending everything in. They're right behind everything. We'll go ahead and do that. Use a poison here. And I think we're going to be able to start going in. Let's try to get in closer to that town hall if we can. Let's use our first rage within the core of the base. And this is already looking really, really good. Let's send in our royal champion from the bottom. And we still have another rage. Hopefully things work towards the town hall. It's fine if they don't. And let's see. Warden hasn't been hit yet, but we still have a lot of troops. Look at everything that we have. Let's send in our 2 headhunters to see if we can remove anything. Ice Golem dies though and gets rid of or stops that town hall. This is looking really good. Let's pop our queen, give our attack some healers. Not looking too bad at all. We should be able to stop all of that. I think we still have all of our super witches still up, and we have a lot. Yeah, we can just basically clean up. We got the hogs from that. We got our RC ability, and that is a super easy 3-star. You can just see how strong the super witches are, and they are extremely dominant and able to very easily 3-star any base. Additionally, this is how you can be an anti-2-star base. Pretty much, you're going to start off by using your Warden walk. In this situation, there are no defenses locked on to our Warden, so once the cannon goes down, we can use our invisibility spells and lock onto the Inferno. This allows us to use 1 earthquake to remove that entire area. This then allows us to set the other side of the funnel with the Barbarian King and the Siege Barrack to create enough of a funnel where we can then send in our Queen, Super Witches, and all of our other support troops as we start to enter in. Of course, we should be entering into the first initial walls, which is where the King and the Eagle Artillery is, so we can use a super wall breaker in order to open that up. Using a jump spell to gain access to the core. Of course, we could have used a better jump, but for the most part, being able to get into the core, dealing with the enemy CC, and using an early rage to power everything in. We've got a new set of druids to keep everything alive and moving into the base, and we also have Valkyries from the CC to help clear out the sides and make it so much easier to keep everything in the core. Using another rage within the core in order to completely destroy the town hall and just remove that entire core. This also leaves our royal champion on the back end of the base, since she's going to be able to clear through a bunch of these other buildings, and it makes it so much easier. Of course, make sure that you have some headhunters so you can deal with an enemy hero, whether it's the enemy queen, royal champion, or enemy king. It's always good to have headhunters. Other than that, the royal champion will be able to clear through the rest of the base, and we have more than enough troops for cleanup that it is absolutely going to get the job done no matter what. This should give you a really strong idea of how you can master super witches with the fireball for really easy 3-stars. But you might also want to check out this video if you're very much into using Lavaloon and fireball together.